Let's talk about open class upgrades. I took a couple of my open class cars and I upgraded them, and I'm going to describe for you what I did on each of the cars. So I have here Firefly, and initially Firefly had this front pivot. And as you see here, this is a typical single pivoting system here. And while I like this pivot, it didn't have the kind of stability I was looking for. So this thing rocked a little bit too much. And what I could have done was I could have changed this front plate so that it wouldn't rock so much. I could have made it a little bit wider. But I decided, let's make a whole new front pivoting bumper. And I wanted to switch from my single pivot to a double pivot design. And I used to basically design cars that had double pivots. As you see here, Blue Lightning, it's got a double pivot right in the front. It's based on the DXM AT front pivot bumper. So as you see here, 2 pivots, and it rocks back and forth, and it does this tilt thing. It's not exactly the smoothest thing, because it was like my first double AT pivot bumper system on an open class car. So here, what I have here is, I've got this double pivot. It's a little smoother now, and I've got this lift off right here. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool because it also has a sliding damper. Very cool. Yes. And yeah, so here, I'll do a drop test right here. Flat. Very cool. Very flat. Very nice. Suspension system, just as before. Oh, I changed the insides of this because this was just like cracking. So some of you may have had issues with this, like I have, where when you try to remove this cage, then sometimes this can break. So the cage can break. And that's been frustrating. So I replaced this whole middle unit here that covers up the motor with a new cover. So a new motor cover. So yeah, it's slightly different color, but it's still kind of reddish. You can't really see it in this light here, but it's something like a reddish pink that I chose. So I had 2 choices. I had pink and reddish pink, so I picked reddish pink, and it seems to match better. So yeah, I like that. Very, very cool. So yeah, the only thing that I don't like about this, if I were to redo this again, is to try to make this with this curved front. And yeah, this kind of wing shape right here. This is like straight across, and I just kind of wish that it curved in a little bit. So yeah, but as you see here, this fits into the box. It fits into the box pretty easily. Where's that box? If I remove all the stuff from the box, you can see how it fits into the box. So let's see. I'll this stuff in here. Okay, here we go. And as you see, it's got some room there. Yeah, very nice. Oh, let's show from this side. There. Now you can see it fits exactly in there. Now, I also have upgrades to Grim Reaper. Yes. So Grim Reaper is my VZ chassis open class car. Let's just do a drop test on this because I want you to see like what the difference is in drop test with this one versus that one. Because there's no suspension, it might do a little bounce off. But I think it's doing pretty well, all things considered. And you'll notice that I've got a much more slidey system here. I'm not going to reveal exactly what I used here, but it's pretty ingenious. And so all of my other dampening systems use screws. So I use something else other than a screw for this. And it's a valid to me apart. So yeah, very, very cool. I just have to make sure that it holds. So I have to glue parts together to be able to get this to be like this. So I had to use this. I had to purchase one of these cutting, what is it called? It's not a wire cutter. It's like a nail cutter, basically. And I don't know, I could use this also, depending on the screw type, but I bought this because this is supposed to be like a heavier duty kind of cutting plier. So very, very cool. So I had here, yes, the original one uses screws for these weights to slide up and down. So this one, it's a very smooth very smooth surface right here. So yeah, very, very cool. And I'm not going to reveal it just yet because I think this quote-unquote secret merits a little bit of experimentation before I kind of announce it to the world. So yeah, it still has my rattlesnake tail damper, but I put the weight on the top instead of the bottom this time because I found that the weight on the bottom was kind of clacking onto the tail a little bit too much for my liking. And yeah, so now as you hear there's that rattlesnake tail, and this whole thing just likes to sink down and not jump back up like it did before. So I think with these screws like this, it's going to jump up a little bit, a smidge. But now it's flatter. It seems to want to just kind of settle, and that's really cool. I don't know if this glue is going to hold. I'm hoping that it will. I'm hoping that when I erase this that it doesn't fall apart on me. So yeah, so very, very cool. So other improvements I did here, I lowered this part here so that this sits down a little bit lower. And I also have some O-ring rubbers right here to just kind of level out the body damper. So yeah. And yeah, I think those are the big changes on both of my open class cars. But you might be wondering what I exactly did with the RedTang car to make it different, to make it my own. And this right out of the box, it just goes whoomp, and it just likes to land flat. So there's a lot of cushioning effect that whatever techniques he's using, these are not conventional techniques. And I won't get into certain details about how he does these things, but a lot of them are very ingenious. And I'm just studying this car because this is to me, it's a very close to perfect car. And yeah, besides adding my brakes to it, I had to adjust certain things on here as well because certain things were a little kind of tight. So for me, this felt kind of tight. So I actually used a graphite lubricant, and you use that with carbon fiber products. So here it is right here. It's the graphite lubricant. And what is it, you might ask? Is it a liquid? Is it a solid? It's a solid. It comes in the form of a powder. It's almost if you can imagine this, it's almost like carbon dust. And you use this to basically lubricate the joints that are kind of sticky on carbon plates. So, but you can also use it the original intention of graphite lubricant is to deal with locks that are kind of stuck. So when you stick a key inside there and it's kind of stuck in there, you use the graphite lubricant to kind of allow the key to more smoothly enter into the keyhole. So yeah, very, very cool. So yeah, you can also use that on your carbon plates. Very cool. So that's what I did there to make things a little bit more slidey. Yeah, very, very cool. And I think, what else did I do here? There were a couple of minor details that I had to change here to get this to my liking. But yeah, very little had to be done basically on this. They were just little minor tweaks. The first time I ever raced this car, for whatever reason, these rollers just popped right off, and I had to get replacements because something broke, the shaft broke. So I don't know what's going on there. RedTang makes specially designed cap screws, and for whatever reason it broke. And I was like, hey, can you send me another one? Because this is is there a warranty on this? Because it shouldn't have broken so easily. So he sent me another cap screw, and luckily I found my rollers and I put everything back together, and yeah, it works like a charm now. So very, very cool. So yeah, removing this part from here, with these O-ring rubbers, it was a chore to try to place them back on because he's got a certain kind of a winding method that is very unique, and I tried duplicating it and I can't get it to be quite the same. So it's I'm not even going to try, but somehow I took this off. The rubbers just kind of unwound themselves, and I was uh-oh. And I had to figure out his pattern. So I had one that was okay and the other one was not okay, and I had to find that pattern again and duplicate what he did on the other side. And yeah, I was able to duplicate it. So yeah, it's back to normal again. So very, very cool. So as you see here, it's not like a continuous lift. Like this is a continuous lift right here. Like this is like no resistance at all. Here, he's got like, there's a little bit of like stickiness, and then it goes up. Stickiness and goes up. Now here's the funny thing. He's not using a flappy stick. So I've seen cars that use these flappy sticks here, the one that I made the video of, and the flappy stick allows the car to have more impact absorption. When it lands, this body damper has impact absorption. He doesn't do that. As you see here, there's no flappy stick here. This car still lands flat because of all of the other advancements that he's got in his car. So he's got a lot of very impressive techniques that are used in this car. And it's like, this is like a tutorial lesson on how to build an open class car if you were to use MS suspension chassis. So that's very, very cool. But really, I just want to improve my VZ chassis car. So I was like looking at some of these things here, and I was like, I think I can make that. I think I can do that on my VZ chassis car too. So yeah, so I'm using this car as like a source of inspiration, but I'm not limiting myself to just this. I'm also looking elsewhere as well. I'm also using my mind to come up with crazy inventions myself, hence the rattlesnake tail damper. And yeah, very, very cool. So I'm trying to like utilize best of breed technologies across all the different technologies that I've seen and incorporate them into my VZ open class car. So hopefully this will work out well. So yeah, I even brought the weights back a little bit. So before they were closer to the wheel, I brought them back a smidge. And yeah, now I get like a better dampening effect. So yeah, I think this is like still an evolutionary process for me on this car. I'm still like upgrading it and making sure that every little fine detail, like nothing goes unscathed. So yeah, I think it's going to be ready for the California race. Yeah, we'll see how it does. I think it's going to be like a super fast car. Now that it's a little more balanced, I hope that it will be able to conquer the obstacles that it wasn't able to conquer before. And yeah, I think this has got a good shot, a good chance. So yeah, if you like this video, everybody, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel. You'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you, bye.